Well, cheers, Miles.
Cheers.
South Slope Wines is where we are today in Elk Grove. It's our Sacramento Wine of the Week, and this is our Meet the Winemaker, or Winemaker Wednesday, as we like to call it.
Cool.
And Miles, so thanks so much for being part of the show. Tell us a little bit about South Slope Wines.
Well, we're in Elk Grove. We're kind of a unique winery because, we make great wines, but we also have a full bistro.
Wow.
And we serve beer. So
Okay.
a couple, 2 or 3 beers. But we have live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It makes it special. And then we've got this big, huge lawn area.
Right.
Which, it's fun because kids are welcome. Dogs, as long as they're on a leash, are welcome. So it's really a family place. It's a destination, not only for people here in Elk Grove, but we get a lot of people from Folsom, Rancho Cordova, West Sacramento.
Right.
It's a fun place to come hang out. We're open Wednesday through Sunday. So
Lots of space here too.
Lots of space.
And I like to think that you're in farm or cattle country.
We are. We're on the edge of Elk Grove, but it's technically Elk Grove. But it feels more like Wilton. But
Right. And right off Highway 99, so real easy to get here from Sacramento area or Stockton, Modesto, even Galt. You're welcome here if you're from Galt, right?
99 to Grant Line, but they're turning Grant Line into the new connector between Elk Grove and Folsom, El Dorado Hills.
Right.
So if you're cutting through to get to Folsom, come by, say hi.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your winemaking story because I think it's interesting. You kind of started out as a hobby, as hey, I'm going to make some wine, and tell us how that went and what made you decide, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make wine.
I'm excited. So 1 year I decided to make beer. And I was like, oh, let's do it. So I made a batch of beer, and we named it after my first son, Johnny. Johnny Pale Ale. And it was a fun process. Just seeing the fermentation and it's just unbelievable. You saw the yeasty, the sugar, and it just came alive. And I got kind of transformed. Like you watch a fish bowl and you just kind of keep looking at the fish. Well, that's what it was like for me with fermentation. And beer came out really good. It was kind of fun. It was really kind of easy.
Wow.
So I told myself, well, maybe I can make wine.
Right. Moving on a little higher step there.
Well, it's got to be more difficult than the beer, right? And boy, is it. But no. So I just found somebody that sold me some grapes. Found a winery that allowed me to, do it undercover. Won't name names. Okay. We made our first illegal wine.
Wow.
Just friends and family.
A little moonshine.
Yeah. It could have been moonshine. We didn't have a little help, that's for sure. Right. But just made 50 cases of wine. Came out really good. Nowadays we barrel all of our reds for 3 years. Then I was so antsy, I barreled it. Had it bottled in 6 months.
Right. Well, it worked out though. I mean, it worked out, right?
It was great. It came out really good, and we sent it in to the American Wine Society's amateur competition.
Right.
I think they get to over 1,300 entrants, and we end up, basically winning it. Get best of class. We got a double gold. There were 7 given out of all the wines.
Right.
And it was just like an eye opener for me.
Wow, that's great. And
Maybe I should do something else in my life.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time you get lucky, you kind of go, hey, this is really easy, right?
And looking back on it, knowing what I know now and knowing what I didn't know then, I did get lucky.
Right.
Sometimes the grapes are nice to you.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, the first time's a charm.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the wines that you brought out today. Do you want to tell us about what is in the bottles? It looks like there's a medal on each of these bottles.
There is a medal. I selectively picked the ones with golds. Though we have more, actually, believe it or not. It's unbelievable. Let's start with the whites. So this is my 2022 Chardonnay.
Okay.
We've still got about 30 cases left of this, believe it or not.
Look at that. Huh?
But I have a friend that grows grapes right down on Grant Line.
Okay.
And had too many beers, I think, with him one night. Agreed to buy his grapes. Even though it's flatland and it's, Chardonnay. Right. Which neither are really my favorite.
So that's how the grape deals go. It's like, hey, let's have a beer here and decide the price.
Give the one too many. Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's all right.
And we have live music, and they like to get involved with everything.
Well, just say hi to everybody.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
That's okay. No.
You said hi.
Yeah.
It's on a stick.
That's the Misfits.
Yeah.
You know why we named them?
Yeah.
It's the band.
Yeah, we're going to check them out here in a little bit. They've been playing a lot of Elvis songs. I'm a big Elvis fan.
They do some Elvis. They
Yeah.
do Blue Suede Shoes.
They were.
Anyways, back to so Chardonnay. So we made the Chardonnay, picked it in 104 degree weather, which is not optimal. They don't normally hand pick their grapes at that vineyard.
Okay.
They machine harvest them. We have all ours have to be hand picked, and
Right.
they didn't realize how long it took.
Wow.
So
Okay.
instead of getting out of there at 7 a.m. like I normally do, loading up with the grapes, go to the winery. I think we got out of there at 12:30 p.m. It was
Right.
100 degrees.
Now here's some Zinfandel I see with a gold medal again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there you go, the Zinfandel right there. The Zinfandel Reserve. Where do you guys get grapes for that?
So this is from a really good grower in Plymouth.
No Plymouth well.
The
Yeah.
Crane Sleeper Vineyard.
Okay,
The
yeah.
family's been in Plymouth for 180 years.
Is that all?
That's all.
Couple hundred
And-
years.
And like I like to tell people, I don't have 180 years to learn how to grow grapes.
That's
like
right.
they do. So we don't grow any of our own. We just contract with
Right.
really, really good grape producers.
Right.
And then take it from there. I want to go back to the Chardonnay.
Okay.
So real quick, just to finish the story, everything went wrong.
Oh, nice.
Everything. It was too hot. The grapes, we had them on ice. We try to on dry ice to get. We get it up there. We press and get it going as quickly as we can. And we just crossed our fingers.
Right.
I hope it's just wine.
Oh, wow.
And somehow it just came out phenomenal. We did no malactic fermentation. We did 100% still, so it's bright, fresh, crisp, wonderful Chardonnay. And the judges,
Loved it.
they went crazy. 94
Yeah.
points.
Wow, wow. Who would have guessed?
We got lucky.
94 points.
Yeah.
And you had the fear that, hey, it might not turn out.
Oh no, I was sure it wasn't going to turn out. So that'll tell you how much I know. I'm like, guys, there's no way this is going to work, but it did.
Yeah, to me, it's always, it's farming, and it's Mother Nature has a lot to do with how those grapes come out, right? I mean,
yeah.
the weather, the climate conditions. That year it was more wet.
Right.
The other year it was more dry. Is it gonna make wine, right?
Exactly. All those things you can't control. What you are supposed to be able to control is when you pick up the grapes.
Right,
Because
right.
once they're off the vine, you got to get going. You gotta
Right.
get them the right
It's time
temperature.
to hustle.
So, Reserve Zin. This is an interesting one because it's a Zinfandel grape, which is normally a really big wine, peppery, deep, normally very fruit forward. But what I did with this is I used a lot of the free run juice. So
Okay.
when you pour this, it's a much lighter. That's the Cabernet. It's a much lighter color. It's more decadent, more delicate, more dainty than any Zin I've had.
Oh, really?
And it's just a nuanced wine. I tried something new, and it works. It's wonderful. You can have that with a steak, but you can also have it with fish.
So this Zinfandel right here, I know up in Plymouth there's like old vines, and we've been up there with a lot of wineries up there. How old were the vines that you got the grapes from?
Oh, Bob's gonna kill me, but I think it's 59 years.
Oh wow, wow, that's some living. That's some vines that are
Those guys
living.
have been around a while.
That's great.
And then we run a different Zinfandel that we did from Fiddletown
Okay.
grapes. This one we did traditional.
Okay.
It's big. It's fruit forward. It's got that nice peppery finish to it.
Oh, nice.
Very smooth though.
Right.
Nice finish. I think what some people like about our wines is we do all the reds right now, anyways, in 50% American oak and 50% French oak.
All right, so you're using two different barrel types.
Yeah,
right?
we age in one barrel, age in the other barrel, and at the very end we'll put them together and do a little bit of tasting and see what the ratio is the best. But most of the time we just stick with 50-50 American and French.
Now, when you do the blending, to me that's always a curious thing. We've been able to see that a few times at different wineries, different winemakers.
Right.
The blending, to me, that always looks like it's almost a night of playing cards.
It kind of can be, and
You
that's why we don't do it. So we don't blend with other wines.
Okay.
And so my Zinfandel Block 2 is 100% that Block 2 Zin.
Okay.
We're not putting Petit Verdot to give it color. We're not doing that with our cabs or anything.
So these are single
Varietal, 100% what it says on the label it is. Not even a 2% addition of anything. And that's another thing, I wanted to simplify things when I got started.
Right.
And it kind of became our thing. We're a single varietal winery.
Well, I mean, I think that makes it easier, right? You can start confusing yourself and go, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But if you're doing, straight variety.
You know what I see is like we do a lot of wine tasting. We like wine, right?
Right.
So we'll go out to different wineries and sometimes they all taste the same. And I'm thinking, I know why. Because that winemaker has his preference or her preference.
Right.
That's what she likes. So
Right.
whenever she's blending, she's blending other wines in that to get to her or his palate.
Well, no,
So I don't do that. They're all different. They're very different. It's a Snickers bar, it's a Mars bar, it's a Yabba Zabba. There's nothing similar.
The thing I always get too, and it's the same thing with wine drinkers, is I think they go, hey, I want a new experience with wine, but I'm going to keep drinking what I know I like, right? And so they never experiment. If they're, let's say, a Zinfandel or they're a Barbaros, right? They stay with that and they don't try a Chardonnay,
right?
Or whatever. They go, I like red wine. I like red wine. I'm a red wine guy.
Right.
I'm a white wine girl. And so I think you want that new tasting experience because that's an oh wow moment, right?
Yeah, you got to go for it. I mean, that's what wine tasting's all about. Is trying stuff you don't know how you feel about it,
right?
And just expose yourself to something new.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Right. Well, we highly recommend you come out here in Elk Grove. It's South Slope Wines, and you're going to love it because you can sit outside. You've got the red umbrellas. You got music over here on the weekends.
Covered pergola.
Yeah, it's covered, but it feels like a farm. You got the white picket fence kind of surrounding you.
It's the old Sheldon farmhouse.
Sheldon
all
farmhouse.
the locals know it as the old Sheldon farmhouse.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in Elk Grove, so yeah, I know it is that too. And this is great. So do you guys take walk-ins, reservations? What do you guys prefer?
If you have 5 or more, we'd like to give us a call and just put it on the calendar. Other than that, reservations aren't required.
Okay.
We got a big capacity, so just if you have 4 or less, just come on in. We'll take care of it. We'll get you inside or get you outside, whatever you want to do.
Right, exactly. South Slope Wines, come and visit them. It's our wine of the week, the Sacramento Wine of the Week in Elk Grove. South Slope Wines. We'll see you here. It's Rex on the road.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
We'll do a little cheers here again. Cheers, Miles.